Okay, today task. All of who have joined the session kindly send a training chat box. Some of the students tell still not sending the training chat box. Okay, today task is to implement the wireless this is today task. Three question is three question. One is create the mesh topology and then find out all this point which is mentioned here and first how to connect two different networks by using the router and show the simulation and implementation. If the two network given, what this here you see the IP address 19 192.1.1.1 also here is 192.1 and as well as also configure the routers. This is a task. The router is configured by okay, and how the settings you can see this is configure the desktop IP. If you see this diagram, click on this. We can go there and then you set the static IPs like 19.26.2. The second is name. Default gateway is given to the router. In this side is 192 192.16.21. Nine, this is it. For you to configure the router. After the configure all this, after you are setting to data, and then calculate all this point, how much cost is the establishment of the topology. you can do this task. And how you configure the router, this is a some you go to double click on the router, click on this, and then you go like this. You are some command you can search and apply for configure router in and configure router, and then you configure the router like this. Interface, this is an interface command, zero in this, and this is your IP address add, and this is submask, and no shutdown of EON. EO again. Here again, second part is also going by the same way. So after this, you can find in the second part 101. Here again same is command. Like this is a second network IP address in second on second machine different network. Then feed you all, then this up and add. This is finally check. Save the commands as WR configure, and then feed finally you can check in all the setting is configured is okay, yes or no. So here is IP inter brief, and so it's called this is a say out of both right or the internet cable is connected and up. Then finally you can pin. So all this process you can do yourself. Yes, here is actually no IP. You double click on this and you can see. Double click on this, you can see. This is a task you can do and implement in your system and present it to me when all the task is finished. It is at least two any two okay, so you can do implement how to use Cisco packet tracer.
Good morning, class. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Should we start with the class? Okay. So today we'll do. We have already covered the all the diagrams. I'm just taking a case study. So first and foremost, you should know what are the major components of your unified modeling language, that is UML. Right? You have 9 diagrams. First one is your class diagram, then object diagram, right? So class diagram is the definition is that these diagrams depict the behavior pattern of the system. That is how each and every class is interrelated to other one, which relationship exists among each of the classes, etc. So there would be only one class diagram possible for a single system. Class diagrams of one system can be linked to the class diagrams of another system also, provided there is a multi-system requirement. Then object diagram is similar to the above mentioned class diagram and is said to be a real entity or an instance of the class used to mention the extra properties of an entity in addition to the properties depicted by the class. That we have done that. Then use case diagram comprises of use cases and actors such that there would be various kinds of relationship among the use cases and the actors. A use case diagram shows all the actions that a particular actor needs to perform throughout the system at every end and at any point of time. There would be only one use case diagram per each system, right? Then sequence diagram. This diagram, as the name suggests, contains a sequence of flow of actions that are processed through a system and the lifelines of the entities when and how are they accessed. It also contains a security like which entity can process which entity and which one is visible, etc. There can be many number of sequence diagram per each activity being done. So sequence diagram can be many, right? Then collaboration diagram. So sequence diagram are interaction diagram. These both are known as these are both interaction diagrams. So collaboration diagrams, other name is communication diagram also. So this diagram is a polymorphic form of the sequence diagram in which the representation is different but application is the same. If we are able to create one sequence diagram, then it's very simple to create its collaboration diagram with a single key click that varies from to software. There can be many number of collaboration diagram per each activity being done because there can be many number of sequence diagram. Right. Then we have activity diagram. So this diagram denotes a structural flow of the activities in the form of flowchart with decision boxes enhanced and hence is also used for troubleshooting like raising exceptions when a particular action is done and the alternative to be done when something abnormal is done. So there can be only one activity diagram for the entire system, including all the activities that the system can perform. Then there is state chart diagram. This diagram is a polymorphic form of activity diagram in which the representation is different, but application is the same. It looks similar to finite state machine state transition diagrams, right? And then you have deployment diagram. Deployment diagram is employed when we need to deploy the application we developed. A single deployment diagram is possible for a single system. Then we have component diagram. Component diagram represent the components in which the particular application needs to be installed or implemented on. It also shows the type of relation that exists among the various components that are represented. Hence, only a single component diagram representing all the components and the relation is needed for the entire system. So these are the 9 diagrams which you have to study for your theory also and for the practical also. So they have taken a case study, right? Library management system. So the problem statement is the case study title library management system is library management software for the purpose of monitoring, controlling the transactions in a library. This case study on the library management system gives us the complete information about the library and the daily transactions done in a library. We need to maintain the record of new and retrieve the details of books available in the library, which mainly focuses on basic operations in a library like adding new books and up new information, searching books and members, and facility to borrow and return books. So it features a familiar and well thought out and attractive user interface combined with strong searching, insertion, and reporting capabilities. So the report generation facility of library system helps to get a good idea of which are borrowed by the members, makes users possible to generate hard copy. So following are the brief description of the functions achieved through this case study. End users are librarian, reader, vendor. Right, librarian to maintain and update the records and also to cater the needs of the users. A reader need books to read and also places various requests to the librarian, and vendor to provide and meet the requirements of the prescribed book. These are the end users. So class, in the class diagram, first we have to identify the classes. So we have library, librarian, books, database, user, vendor. Right. So this way they have created a class diagram. You have a library, books database, right? Librarian, user. User can be a general user or a registered user. So this is generalization or inheritance, right? A user can be a vendor also. They have done that. And user can be a librarian also. So there are different kinds of users here: librarian, vendor, general user, registered user. That's why this generalization is or inheritance is shown here. So here library has location and library id. Books, the database has title, author, book id, books database, right? So you can update the book database if you are adding the book in that, or deleting some books here from that, whatever. Librarian have details and librarian id as attribute, and issue status, complaints, resolution, tracking, calculate, fine, vendor request, payment are all operations of librarian. User have details and user id, right? Search, request, complaints, pay fine. So this is a user. This can also be these operations and attributes can be taken by the librarian also, book vendor also, registered user also, general user also. General user has another method apart from details and user ID. General user will also have another apart from these search requests. It will have register as the operation, and the registered user will have login history and unregister as the methods, and vendor will have search, supply book, payment details as the methods, and book details as the attribute also. So these are the, this is the class diagram they have drawn. Right. Then use case diagram. You have actors versus use cases. So so you have to find out who are the actors and what are the use cases they will be working on. So you have librarian as the actor, user as the actor, books database as the actor, vendor as the actor. So these are the actors you have chosen. So librarian, the librarian can the use cases will be for the librarian: issue a book, update and maintain records, request the vendor for a book, track complaints. So this is for the librarian use case. User use case will have register, login, search a book, request for issue, view history, request to the librarian, unregister. Books database will have update records, show book status. Vendors will have provide books to the library, payment acknowledgement. So they have created this. So you have vendor, general user. General user can be a user can be a general user. Again, aggregation is shown. A user can be a vendor, can be a general user, can be a registered user, and can be a librarian. Right. So the vendor can request payment and supply book. Right. These are the two activities. The librarian can request a book from the vendor, right? Issue a book, update records, right? Then and a user, a registered or general user can register, log in, search a book, request for issue, view previous logs, feedback, unregister. And librarian can will also maintain records and track complaints. And data books database will update the book status and maintain books database. So this is a use case diagram for library management system they have created. Now sequence diagram. Now they sequence diagram can be many sequence diagram can be made for an activity. So they are making sequence diagram for searching a book and issuing it as per the request by the user from the librarian. Right, so it is like user, library computer, and books database. So user will log in to the library computer, right? Then the library computer will authenticate from the book database. Then it will acknowledge to the library computer logged in, or it will pass a message. If login is successful, you get logged in. If login is successful, so it will say wrong password or user ID, whatever, right? Then after that you will enter book name if you are logged in, right? For searching, so the library computer will search from the database for that particular book, right? It will give an acknowledgement back. If the book is found, you will get a message. If book not found, you will get a message accordingly. Then if the book is found, you will request for issue, right? It will check from the book database whether the book is issued or not, right? So the acknowledgement will be given. If the book is not issued, book issued book will be issued to you, right? Then you log out, and log out will be successful. This is the end. This is one activity for searching a book and issuing. They have made a sequence diagram. Right. Then collaboration diagram for searching a book and issuing it as per the request by the user from the librarian is like this. So you have library computer, books database, user. So this is a communication or collaboration diagram. So library computer first, the user first login, the library computer authenticate from the database. The database gives an acknowledgement. So accordingly, same way you will enter the book name if you're successful. So it will search from the book. The acknowledgement for the search will be there. Then if the book is found or not, will the message will be given to you. Then you will request for the issue. If book is found, book is issue book the it will search from the book whether the book is issued or not, right? Acknowledgement will come. Then the book is issued in your name, and then you log out, and that is successful. The same thing is given in a different format, in messaging format. This is collaboration diagram. Then activity diagram. So activities like user login and authentication can be there. Search book operation for reader, acknowledge and issue book to the user by the librarian, provide books requested by the librarian from the vendor, bill payment from the librarian to the vendor, status of the books updated in the books database. So here you have start, right? Login, right? If login is a valid user successful, then you go here to the bar. If no, then you go back to the login, right? If it is not successful, then if login is successful, then you have different options like provide book, payment bill, track complaint, search book. So you will whatever you want to do. So here they are talking about the suppose you are searching the book. So if you are searching the book, then if the book is found, then request for issue. If book is not found, the request to librarian it goes. That the if the book is uh, not issued in if it is issued in some other's name, then request to the librarian is given. That if when the book comes back to you from to the early person who has issued it, if he gives back, then you can inform that. So that is there. The book found is the thing. So it comes here on the bar. Then search book and book status also. The administrator can also search the book and see the book status, right? The librarian, sorry, right? If the book is updated or not. So if it will be updated, yes. So it goes back to the book status. If no, then update it. If it is not updated, then update it and go back here, right? And the librarian can also track complaint, right? The book, the request for issue, if the book is not found, so you request to the librarian that the book is not there in the search book. So you, the librarian will keep a track of the complaint that the book was not there. So that kind of a thing they are saying, right? And track complaint also goes to the bar here. Then payment bill will pay bill to the vendor, so it will come here. Provide book, so the vendor will provide the book. Payment bill will be provided by the vendor, and the bill will be paid to the vendor. So it comes here, and then log out and stop, right? So if you log out, you go back here only to the login page. So that is what they are showing here. Then they are showing state chart diagram. States are like authentication, successfully logged on or relogin, search for a book, request the vendor, librarian provide the requested book, receive acknowledgement, log off, research, new function. Transitions are authenticate, logged in, search, acknowledgement, logged in, request vendor, provide book, acknowledgement, logged in, provide book, acknowledgement, log off. So how they have made the this state chart diagram. So your initial state, then authenticate for the login, right? You are logged in. If your login is successful, then you go to request vendor, right? Then you go to provide. So logged in, you can search the book. You can go to search. You can also provide book. The vendor can provide the book if he logs in, and acknowledgement is given to the request is sent to the vendor, right, for the book. So this kind of a thing there. Or you can search for the book and log off state. After all these processes, you can go to log off state and stop, right? So this kind of a thing is there. Then you have component diagram. So you have components like register page, visitor or vendor, login page, user, librarian, vendor, search page, user, librarian, vendor, request vendor page, librarian, request book issue page, user or vendor, issue status page, librarian, make payment page, librarian or vendor, provide books page, librarian, logout page, user, librarian, and vendor. So this kind of a thing they have made, that you have register page, right? Register component for registration, this one, right? So who all can register? The visitors and vendor will register, right? Just hold on for a second. Yeah, sorry. So the components we are talking about, first is the register page. So the register component is there. Then the login component will be having the register component also. So the other page which is there is login. So login, all the three can do. The user, librarian, vendor can do login. Then you have search page component. So this is the search page component. After you log in, you can search for the page, search books from the database. So this is the interface they have created. From the database, you can search the component is connected to the database. So interface is shown here. Search for from books database, right? Then you have request vendor page is there. So this is request vendor page component, right? Request vendor page component is connected to the login only. So the vendor will log in, and whatever request is there, so that is done, and then the payment is made to the vendor for that particular request, whatever books are they have requested. Request book issue page is also there. So request, uh, I think this is the one, request book issue page, which is connected to search page only, right? Then issue status page. So issue status page is this, that how which books are issued to whom, and book is there or not in the library. Then make payment page is also there. So make payment page is this one. So if you are issuing the book, again it is connected to the database through the interface. Update the database accordingly uh, that you have issued it. Provide book page. So provide book page is all another component. This one, right? So that is there. Then log out page. So log out page is this one. So these are the components they have uh, made it. Again, login is also connected to the library through an interface for authentication to the. So these are the different pages or different components which they have created. Then deployment diagram, again local console computers for login search purposes by user, librarian and vendors, library LAN server interconnecting all the systems to the database, internet to provide access to vendors to supply the requested books by the librarian, vendor server to maintain the records of the requests made by the librarian and books provided by to the library. So these are this is your library LAN server, or your server you can say, your application server, which is connected to with the internet to the vendor server, and the consoles are the computers or the users' computers, which is connected through LAN to the LAN server. That is what they have shown you in the deployment diagram. So you internet component can should not you cannot if you don't want this as a component, you can also show TCP/IP like a, right. So this kind of a thing is there. So next is case study 2, online mobile recharge. So the case study online mobile recharge gives us the information about all the mobile service providers. The application provides us the complete information regarding any mobile service provider in terms of their plans, options, benefits, etc. Suppose any Airtel customer wants to have the information of all the schemes and services provided by the company, he or she can have the information, and according to his convenience, he can recharge the mobile from the same application. The major advantage of this proposed system is to have the recharging facility of any service provider under same roof. So online mobile recharge is like any mobile companies recharge can be done through that, and so they are providing the plans, the option and benefits which are there. So end users are service providers. So you have to find the end users first. So service provider is the different service providers, Airtel, Geo, or whatever, uh, Vodafone, and whatever. So service provider is the one who is nothing but the mobile service provider, like all the companies who are giving the mobile connections come under this module. Functionality of this module is to make the mobile recharging of their company basing on the availability of balance in the admin account. Request comes from the user and it is going to be verified at the admin for availability of balance, and then the request is forwarded to the service provided to make the mobile recharge. Then third party system administrator. Administrator is the one who monitors all users and user transactions. Admin also monitors all the service providers, all the user accounts and amounts paid by the user and amounts paid to service providers. When the request given by the user, that is admin, checks the available balance in the user account, then request is forwarded to the service provider. From there user request gets processed. Admin has a complete information related to user and all the information related to the schemes and other information of different recharge coupons provided by the service providers. All the data is maintained at the admin level. Admin is having the rights to restrict any users. So this is another one. Then this is, so admin, third party administrator is there, service provider is there, then users. So there are two categories in the user module: registered user and visitor. So any person who wants to utilize the service of mobile online mobile recharge at any time from anywhere, they should get registered in this application. After getting registered, the user can recharge the mobile at any time and from anywhere. Visitor is the one who visits the online mobile recharge application and have the complete information related to the service providers and can make the mobile recharge by entering the bank details or by giving the credit card details. So the class diagram, first we have to find the classes. So the classes, we have user, that is registered and visited user, then third party system administrator, third party server or database, service provider, non or direct or non third party user, direct access through service provide site. Right. So you have users, you have different kinds of users. You have visitor, registered user, third party system administrator, direct user. Right. So user has functions like help and request, right? And visitor has function like register. Registered user will have user ID and user details. So visitor will be also get registered. Third party system administrator get registered. Direct user may or may not get registered, right? So direct user is direct user. So here, a registered user has functions like login, recharge, payment option, history, logout, unsubscribe. And third party system administrator has user ID, admin details, domain details as attributes, payment details, request operator, transaction gateway, delivery acknowledgement, track complaints as the operations. Direct user will have phone number, email ID, amount to recharge only, right? He will not have a user ID or user details because he's a direct user. And operations are recharge, subscribe, login, my account, unsubscribe, logout, right? So this is there. And third party server is connected to the is having a connection with third party system administrator. So third party server have location, domain detail, admin details, and operations like update numbers, authenticate, login. And the service providers, the different service provider which are connected with the third party system administrator are have name, service ID, tariff plans, facilities, domain name, and site address, and operations like recharge and account, delivery acknowledgement, request status. So these are the this is a class diagram they have drawn for online mobile recharge. Then use case diagram, the actors are user, third party administrator, third party server or database, service provider. So user will have use cases like register, recharge, select payment gateway, select service provider, make payment. And third party administrator will have forward user request to service provider, track complaints. Third party server or database will have authenticate the registered users, maintain the log. And service provider will have use case like recharge the user requested either directly or through the third party system, provide various plans to the user. So here they have created a use case diagram. You have users like different users like visitor, you have registered user, right? And you have third party system administrator as a user and service provider as a user. Direct as a user. So these are the different users you have. So visitor will register. So visitor can register, right? Then direct user can subscribe or unsubscribe. These are the operations. Then direct user can log in, make payment, log out. So direct user can log in, make payment, log out, and registered user can unregister. Apart from he can register also. So registered user is already registered rather, right? So that is there. Then the user can recharge, transaction gateway will be there, track complaints. Sorry, the service provider can recharge. The user can also put a request for recharge, right? Direct user can log in, right? If he logins, he becomes a registered user if he registers, and direct user can make payment, and direct user can also log out, right? That is there. So service provider can recharge, can the transaction gateway will be there and the service provider can track the complaints. The third party will also have transaction gateway connected with the service provider, and third party administrator can also track the complaints, right? Then service provider can send transaction report also to the third party administrator, and third party administrator is connected to the third party service database, that is update phone number, maintain database, provide authentication. It will be done by the third party server, right? So this is what they have drawn as a use case diagram. for mobile recharge. Then sequence diagram for a user to recharge his account through third party site. So registered user, third party system admin, third party server, service provider. So registered user logs into the third party system admin. The authentication is done from the third party server, right? So if the user is valid or not, the acknowledgement will go back to the third party system admin, and then the authentication is successful message will go to the user, registered user, or unsuccessful, whatever. If he is successful, he select the service provider at the third party system admin. The request is a request to the provider is given uh, the number and all that details will be given to the service provider. The service provider responds according to the thing, and then third party server gives a response that you enter the recharge amount. The user uh, uh, recharge amount is entered by the user. The recharge amount is requested from the third party server, uh, the service provider responds accordingly, and then the select option payment option is done accordingly. The payment gateway is selected by the user, that he'll pay whatever medium, credit card, on net banking or UPI or whatever. Then payment is successful. The service provider has a information, and the delivery acknowledgement is sent back to the third party system admin. Then the delivery acknowledgement is provided to the user, that your recharge has been done, and then delivery acknowledgement to mobile is also sent directly from the service provider also, that your recharge is successful. So this is what the sequence diagram they have drawn. And then collaboration diagram for a user to recharge his account through third party again. So third party server, third party system admin, service provider, and registered user. So registered user login. Same thing is shown through message format, right? So I'm not going through that. Then activity diagram is there: user login and authentication for registered user. Forward the request to service provider if logged in as an administrator. Enter service provider site for a direct user. Enter recharge amount. Select payment gateway. Login and authenticate bank account. Make payment. Check for the recharge process successfully or not. So here start is there. Then it goes to two things: enter service provider site, right, on the server, or you can log into third party site. If you log in, it will validate whether the user is valid user or not. If it is valid user, it goes here. If it is not, it goes back to log into third party site. And here if you are going directly, enter service provider site, and then you enter the recharge amount if you are going directly. If you log in to third party, then you come here, and then you select the service provider, and then you enter the recharge amount, and then you go to select payment gateway. And then if the login to bank transaction is done, or login to the bank is done, if you are doing that, if you are a valid user, then you will make the payment. If no, then it will come back to select payment gateway again. And then if you're make the payment, and then you log out and stop. So this is the activity diagram they have drawn. And then state chart diagram. So you have states like authentication for registered user, registration for unregistered user, successfully logged on or relogin, operator selection, show the tariff plans available and applicable, request recharge, go through payment gateway transaction process, authentication to enter the gateway site, successfully logged on or relogin, payment made, logged off. Right. So transition is registration, authenticate, login. Logged in, operator selection, tariff plan, request recharge, operator selection, request recharge, payment gateway transaction, operator selection, and payment gateway transaction, log off. So here you start from here, you authenticate. If you are valid user, you will log in. User, you will register, and then you will log in. Otherwise, if it will authenticate, and it will tell you to log in here. So whatever can be there, or you can directly go to the registration also. Then you will go to login. Then operators. Then you will do after login. It will tell you to for operator selection. Right. You can check the tariff plans also from the operator selection, right? And then if you or after checking the tariff plan, you will request recharge the request that this amount is there, or you can, after operator selection, you can directly also go to recharge request, and then you go to this payment gateway transaction. This is another sub uh, 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 state you have created, substate. So again, start in the payment gateway transaction. You will authenticate, the bank will authenticate you that you are a valid user. You will log in. Otherwise, you will go back to the authentication page from right. Then log in. You will make the payment process is done. That means your login is successful. You do the payment and then stop, and the payment is done, and then you log out and stop, right? If the payment is not done right successfully, you can go back to the operator selection again and then recharge whatever. So this kind of a thing they have created. This is your state chart diagram. Right, then component diagram, again, third party home page, third party request page, third party login page, third party user history page, request, recharge page, third party logout page, online payment transaction gateway page, service provider home page, tariff plan page. So these are the components you have created. So this is your third party site. This is your third party site. Third party site will have home page component, registration page component, login page component, history log, recharge page, logout page. These are the third party site, and third party site is connected to the third party database component. Through an interface, you can connect the database also. And then online payment gateway authentication page, which is connected to the payment gateway database, right? That component is there. And operator site, that is your service provider tariff plans page. A component will be on the service provider page, and that goes to the connected to the third party site, right? So that is what they have drawn as the different components which are there, right? Then deployment, you have consoles or computers, third-party server, internet to provide access to the users, payment gateway server like bank server, service provider server. So these are the things they have created. So you have third-party server, payment gateway server, service provider server. They are all connected through internet to the different user consoles which are there, computers which are there. So this way they have shown the deployment diagram, right? So these are the two example use cases which are there, right? Where you are having all the 9 diagrams which we have studied right now, right? Any doubt in this what we have seen? Any doubt, class? Anybody has any doubt? Okay. So now we are just going again, just taking a review of what all we have studied. So in the last class, I told you that we will be talking about the use case diagram, what extend and uh, include are all about. So first, if you talk about a use case diagram to model a system, the most important aspect to capture the dynamic behavior. Dynamic behavior means the behavior of the system when it is running or operating, right? Only static behavior is not sufficient to model a system. Rather, dynamic behavior is more important than static behavior. So static behavior, or you can say structural thing, is your class diagram and object diagram. The dynamic behavior is your behavioral things which are shown here. So you have two types of UML diagram. One is static, or you can say structural diagram, and the other is behavioral or dynamic diagram. So behavioral dynamic use case diagram is a behavioral or dynamic diagram. So in UML, there are 5 diagrams available to model the dynamic nature, and use case diagram is one of them. Now, as we have to discuss that the use case diagram is dynamic in nature, there should be some internal, external factors for making the interaction. So these internal and external agents are known as actors who will be interacting with the system. Use case diagram consists of actors, use cases, and their relationships. The diagram is used to model the subsystem or subsystem of an application. A single use case captures a particular functionality of a system. Hence, to model the entire system, a number of use case diagrams are used. So you should know what kind of diagram is a use case diagram and what is the definition of the diagram. So purpose of the use case diagram is the purpose of use case diagram is to capture the dynamic aspect of a system. However, this definition is too generic to describe the purpose, as other four diagrams, activity, sequence, collaboration, state chart, also have the same purpose. We'll look into some specific purpose which will distinguish it from other four diagrams. So you have five diagrams which are dynamic diagrams. So you have collaboration, state chart, activity, sequence, and use case diagram. So use case diagrams are used to gather the requirements of a system, including internal and external influences. These requirements are mostly design requirements. Hence, when a system is analyzed to gather its functionalities, use cases are prepared and actors are identified. So this is the basic definition or purpose of your use case. Right. So when the initial task is complete, use case diagrams are modeled to represent the outside view. So in brief, the purpose of use case diagrams can be said as be as follows. Used to gather the requirements of a system, used to get an outside view of a system, identify the external and internal factors influencing the system, show the interaction among the requirements or actors. Right. Now, how to draw a use case diagram? So we have seen that the use case diagrams are considered for high level requirement analysis of a system. So when the requirements of a system are analyzed, the functionalities are captured in use cases. So we can say that use cases are nothing but the system functionalities written in an organized manner. The second thing which is relevant to use cases are the actors. Actors can be defined as something that interacts with the system. Actors can be a human user, some internal application, or maybe some external application. So when we are planning to draw a use case diagram, we should have the following items identified. Functionalities to be represented as use case, actors, relationship among the use cases and actors. So that is there. So you have to find all those things. So here they are saying following is a sample use case representing the order management system. Hence, if we look into the diagram, then we will find three use cases: order, special order, normal order, and one actor, which is the customer. Right. The special order and normal order are use cases are extended from order use case. So they are an extension. There are types of orders. So order can be special order, can be normal order. So extension is like a kind of extra thing or extension of one thing. So that is extend we can do. So order is extended to special order and normal order. Right. Hence, they have extended relationship. Another important point is to identify the system boundary, which is shown in the picture. The actor customer lies outside the system as it is an external user of the system. So if you see in the diagram, this is your boundary. The square box or the rectangle, you can say square box is the boundary. This is your order management system, and outside the external actor is your customer. Right. The order use case is there, the customer can order, and extension of that is special order and normal order. So extend is the arrow is always going to the order only, from special order to normal order. The extend relationship is there. This is extend. This kind of a thing is there. So extend means that these are two there are two types of orders. This is extending to special order and normal order. Right. So this kind of a thing. Right. So where to use a use case diagram? As we have already discussed, there are five diagrams in UML to model the dynamic view of a system. Now, each and every model has some specific purpose to use. Actually, these specific purposes are different angles of a running system. To understand the dynamics of a system, you need to use different types of diagram. Use case diagram is one of them, and its specific purpose is to gather system requirements and actors. So use case diagrams specify the events of a system and their flows, but use case diagram never describe how they are implemented. Use case diagram can be imagined as a black box where only the input, output, and the function of the black box is known. So these diagrams are used at a very high level of design. This high level design is refined again and again to get a complete and practical picture of the system. So that is there. So use case diagram can be used for requirement analysis and high level design, model the context of a system, reverse engineering, forward engineering, both. Right. So this kind of a thing they have described here. We'll go for another. I think the same thing is there. Okay. So this is a tutorial which is given. Again, they have so what is your use case? A requirement analysis concept, a case of a use of the system or product, describe the system action from a point of view of a user, tell a story sequence of events involving interaction of a system with the user. So that is what is there. So use case have actor, scenario, use cases. So we are talking about that. Actor, what are actors? We have, so who are the primary users of the system? So that you have to find. So what is a story? So who does what and why? So this you have to find out, right? So use case diagram, a picture describes how actors relate to use cases and use cases relate to one another. Diagrams are not essential. They are helpful in giving an overview, right? The objective is built in early stages of development. Purpose is to specify the context of a system, capture the requirements of the system, validate a system architecture, drive implementation, and generate test cases developed by analysts and domain expert. uh, so we are so example of a use case, like they have done that. So this is your system boundary, the rectangle. These are your actors: seller, phone, customer, external phone company, right? Handle message, handle call, bill management are use cases. And the line which is drawn is your association or relationship. The seller phone handle the messages, handle the call of an external phone company, also handle the message and handle the call, and customer makes the bill payment, right? So then that kind of a thing. Elements of a use case, you have actor, which is this symbol is the actor. Then elements, the next, this symbol is your use case. Yeah, here you will write a verb, right? Then you have a connection. If you have to show the connection, it is your line. And this rectangle will be your boundary of a system. This is include, this is extend. So it will be on the line, on the arrow line. It will if you are writing include, or on an arrow line you are writing extend. So include means relationship between use cases. One use case must call another, right? So include means that you need, for the one use case is calling another use case for something, that is known as include. So like login use case includes user authentication use case, that kind of a thing. Extend means extend relationship between use cases. One use case calls another under certain condition. Think of if then decision point, right? That is extend. So you have association, generalization, include and extend. So one use case includes a functionality of another, inclusion, support use of functionality, and extend is one use case extends the behavior of another. So that is extend, right? So generalization, we know, parent-child relationship, right? So here, like here, what they have done is order registry clerk is there. He places the order. Order can be of two types: phone order and internet order, right? So customer places a phone order, or internet user customer places an internet order, that kind of a thing. This is generalization. Now again, an example they have given, like receptionist is the actor, and this is a boundary of the system. Hospital reception, schedule patient, the receptionist can schedule patient appointment, schedule patient hospital admission, patient registration, patient hospital admission, file insurance or claim forms or claims, or file medical reports. All these things are done by the receptionist. So if the patient registration can extend to schedule patient hospital admission, can extend to schedule patient appointment. When a patient registers, the extension of that can be he can also schedule a patient hospital admission also. or he can schedule a patient appointment also. After the registration of the patient, he will go for the extension of that will be the to schedule the patient for appointment or schedule the patient for hospital admission. Right. Patient hospital admission will include patient registration. Until the patient is not registered, patient hospital admission cannot be done. So it will include patient if a patient comes and wants to do admission in the hospital, then the patient has to be registered. So this is include and this is extend, right? Then patient hospital admission is of two types of patients can be there for admission: outpatient hospital admission, inpatient hospital admission. This is generalization. And inpatient hospital admission includes bed allotment, right? The include facilities there. So this is how they have given you an example of how extend how generalization and include a relationship is there. So here this is how include is there. So the base use case explicitly incorporates the behavior of another use case at a location specified in the base, so that is include. The included use case never stands alone, it only occurs as a part of some larger base that includes it, that is there, right? So enables us to avoid describing the same flow of events several times by putting the common behavior in a use case of its own. So verifying student id, so updating grades will include verifying student id. Output generating will also include verifying student id, that kind of a thing. So that is include, right? So here they are showing you homeowner. This is home, the customer are of different types. Customer can be of different types: a credit card applicant, a auto buyer, a home buyer, a home owner, right? The kind of customers is like that. And here assessor, credit card bureau, loan officer. So this is a kind of a bank. The bank assessor will be there, who will review your application for a loan. Credit card bureau will be there for your credit card, if they will provide you the credit card and other things. And loan officer will give you the loan for your loan application. And different types of use customers are there. So this is generalization: credit card applicant, auto buyer, home buyer, homeowner, right? So the homeowner can process home equity loan application. So home equity loan application on home buyer can do. The homeowner can do. A home buyer can process a home mortgage application, right? Auto buyer can process auto loan application, and credit card applicant can process credit card application. So loan officer, the loan officer will have in process credit card application, process auto loan application, and process home mortgage application. These three operations are connected with the loan officer. The process credit card application includes check credit history, and that is done by the credit card bureau. The credit history is maintained by the credit card bureau. So process credit card application includes credit check credit history. Process auto loan application also includes the credit to check the credit history. And process home mortgage application will include the check credit history. And process home mortgage application will also include assess home value, sorry, assess home value, how much the value of your home is there, right? And process home equity loan application will also include the assess home value. This is done by the assessor. So you can see where all include have been used here, right? Same way with the same hospital reception one, which we have seen, it also has an include thing here, right? Then extend, the base or use case implicitly incorporates the behavior of another use case at certain points called extension points. So base use case may stand alone, but under certain condition, its behavior may be extended by the behavior of another use case, right? So that is extend. So enables to model optional behavior or branching under condition. So exam copy request in extends to exam grade appeal, something like that, right? So here again they are showing the same hospital reception one. Patient registration extends to schedule patient admission and schedule patient appointment. So that extend is there. So product, like here they have given you an example. Product page can extend to review writing, can extend to shopping cart also. Right. So here they're like a customer is there. So customer searches for the product, navigate deals, check out, handle order status. So customer can do all these things. So search product will include view product details, right? And navigate deals will also include view product detail, and view product detail extends to rank supplier, and write review extend it both. The product view product details is having an extension to rank supplier and write review, and it also extends to add to cart, so something like that. Then login is extending to register. Extend user is not a member, then extend activities register also. So something like that they have shown you. So the relationship is there. So here again they have done cellular network, and user is there. So user can place a phone call, receive a phone call, use scheduler. The cellular network can receive phone, can handle the receive phone call and place phone call. The cellular network can handle that. So place phone call extends to place conference call also. You can apart from placing call, it is also extending to place conference calls also. You can do place conference calls also, and receive phone call can extend to receive additional call also. So something like that they have given you an example. So here, altered state university registration system they have shown you. Student and billing are the actors, and professor and registrar are the actors. So student can do class registration, and billing system will see which class he has registered, and they will bill him accordingly, the student, for the class, the fees, you can say. Professor can select course to teach. Professor can request course roster also. And registrar can maintain professor info, maintain student info, maintain course info, and create course catalog, right? They have made like that. So this is just an example. So I just wanted to show you what are the different examples of extend and include. So this, in use case, you have to use the extend and those things in your. So that is what I wanted to show you, right? Then in a class diagram, so you know already. So we have seen that. So in a class diagram, the important thing is you need to find out what are the different classes you will be using, right? So like here in this example, you have customer order, and there are two types of orders: special order and normal order. So this is generalization. This is a symbol of generalization. Customer and order have a relationship that is one to many, right? One customer can place many orders. So name and location are the attributes. Send order and receive order are the customers methods or operations. Order has date and number as the attribute. Confirm and close as the operation, right? So order can be of two types: special order and normal order. Generalization is there. So date and number are date and number you do not have to write here, because it will automatically be taken from the order class, because this is a super class, and super class can access the attributes of the child class, can access the attributes of its super or parent class. So date and number should can you do not want to give here. It's not needed, right? So So they can have their special attributes. If they have their special attributes, like special order will have some other attribute, or normal order will have some other attribute, that can be added here. No need to add date and number, it is already in the this. Then confirm, close, and dispatch is the special order, and confirm, close, dispatch, receive is the normal order. So I think receive should, confirm is, confirm and close are all already there in the order, so you do not have to write it in the special order. The methods, the special order should have a uh, uh, method of its own, like dispatch here or receive or whatever. So this kind of a thing. So again, you should know why, what is the purpose of a class diagram, right? The purpose of class diagram is to model the static view of an application. Class diagrams are the only diagrams which can be directly mapped with object-oriented languages, and thus widely used at the time of construction. So the purpose of class diagram is analysis and design of the static view of an application, describe responsibilities of a system, base for component and deployment diagram, forward and reverse engineering can be done. So that is there. So it is a static diagram, and it represents a static view of an application. Class diagram is not only used for visualizing, describing, and documenting different aspects of a system, but also for constructing executable code of the software application. So a class diagram describes the attributes and operations of a class, and also the constraints imposed on the system. The class diagram widely used in the modeling of object-oriented system. So this you should know. Then how to draw a class diagram. So we know that you should have class and attributes and all that. So that is what they have shown you. And where to use this, class diagram is a static diagram, and it is used to model the static view of a system. Static view describes the vocabulary of the system. Class diagram is also considered as the foundation for component and deployment diagrams. Class diagrams are not only used to visualize the static view of the system, but they are also used to construct the executable code for forward and reverse engineering of any system. So that is, you should know. So this is your class diagram, right? Then we have already seen the component deployment and other diagrams. So any other diagram you want more details on? These are the diagrams we have already studied. Any diagram you need more information on, we can go through them. Any diagram which is there, tell me. Anybody? Nobody is speaking today, what happened? Huh? Your group name was what? And kindly tell me your WhatsApp group. I'll share it in that. It is MCA OL IGNU second semester. Okay, ठीक है. I'll forward it in that group. So I'll send you all these things which I have got. You can go through them also. That is good information on that. Welcome. What else you need to discuss today? Anything?
Ma'am, in last class we were discussing that there is another part of this uh,
What?
lab, the web technology part, ma'am. You were saying that I will check
Did you
on,
get any information on that from the?
and I don't think so. If anybody has got any information, they can share. But I think no official mail or anything like that.
So your this is your web technologies.
So, ma'am, it depends whether it's the new syllabus or old syllabus.
No, it is the new one only. No old syllabus is there. No old syllabus. This is a new syllabus only. The study material MCSL 222 is the new syllabus. No old syllabus. Can you understand that?
Yes.
The old syllabus have different codes. The new syllabus, whatever is there, is the new codes which you have. So this is your syllabus, web technologies lab, setup, development environment, installation of Java development kit, system environment, variable setup of for Java in Windows 10. So these you can do. Now Windows 10 is not there. Most some of you may be having Windows 11, so do accordingly system environment variable setup for Java in Windows 11, right? JDK you can install. Yes or no?
Haven't tried yet, ma'am. Have to try.
हाँ नहीं ट्राई इसमें वैसे कुछ है नहीं है यू डोंट डू नॉट हैव टू डू एनीथिंग ओनली थिंग इज you need like here they have given you the section 2 of this lab is for web technologies lab which is based on MCSL 220 web technologies course. So whatever you have studied in web technologies, the theory part you have studied, right? 220,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So in that, so these 10 lab sessions consist of several laboratory or programming exercises which you have to implement or write the code for. Right, for writing a program, you need to use IDE, Integrated Development Environment, for better and smooth programming experience. So, an IDE is an application that provides various application development facilities for programming languages. It also provides many useful GUI tools which are useful for a developer needs you during the application development. Some of the most common IDEs are as follows. You can use code editor also. This is an IDE. It is designed for writing and editing the source code. Compiler, it is used to transform source code into programming languages, which you already know. Debugger, builder. So these things come in one application also. Like you can use what is used for Java. NetBeans you can use, right? It will have code editor, compiler, debugger, builder. Everything will be there. NetBeans, right? I'm giving an example of an IDE. So browser, though you have already, most of you must be having different browsers, right? So you like here they are giving you have browsers like class browser, object browser. So that is there. Class hierarchy diagrams. So that is like we are doing class diagram. So that is what they are talking about, but we are not talking about that. So manual development was the trend before the existence of IDEs. Developers or programmers used to write their programs manually in text editors and save the file with programming language extension. Earlier, when you used to do Java programming, so you used to or you used to save it .java or .jsp or .vb or whatever .c, extension we used to give earlier in a text editor. But now you have IDs, so you can use IDE for that. Then they compile these files through a compiler, which is installed and set up in the environment. If a program is compiled successfully, it will be built. So this was there. So some popular Java IDEs are Ellipse. You can download IntelliJ, IDEA, NetBeans. I told you NetBeans is one of them. So you can download any one of the IDEs which is there for this practical. So in this section, we will focus on the popular open source IDEs. There are many other IDEs which support Java programming language. So here we will talk about the use of development environment of NetBeans, Ellipse, and IntelliJ and IDEA. So they are saying any one of you can download. So they will be talking about that. So setup for development environment, what you have to do for the setup development environment, we need to set up compiler, builder, editor, mainly JDK and IDE. Before installation of any IDEA, compiler and builder are required. That is why we need to install the latest version of JDK in our environment. So the best thing about IDE is that its intelligence provides code completion hints during coding in IDE. So it also provides easy code, file and folder navigation. In this unit, Windows 10 based installation environment setup will be shown. Official documents for Linux and Mac base environment setup as provided in the reference section. So here in the for the installation of JDK, first check the Java version if already installed by executing the command Java version in the terminal or command prompt. So you know where how to go to a command prompt. Everybody knows that. Window R and write CMD. Yes or no?
Yes,
Go
ma'am.
to the window prompt and write CMD. You will go to the command prompt. This is your command prompt, right? So on the command prompt, you will write what? Java space hyphen hyphen version. Can you see that? If I say here Java, I don't know, two hyphens are there or one hyphen is there.
Ma'am,
Or
as you two is correct, ma'am, but as you have not downloaded, that is why it is
okay.
showing.
So so here it if I put Java hyphen hyphen version, so it will show me which version of Java or JDK is installed on. Because I have not installed it, it is not showing me. But if you have installed it, it will show you that this version of Java is already installed on your system. Can you understand that? Right? JDK, Java Development Kit. If Java is not installed in your system, then first of all, download the latest version of JDK from its official website. So if you write on the Google page here JDK, so here on the Oracle page, Java download will be there, and you can download the latest JDK Java Development Kit. Right, for Windows you can download according to, so Windows you can go, if you have Windows, if you have Linux, Mac, accordingly you can download. So it is given here, you can download from here whichever thing you want to download. Suppose 64-bit system we are having, so we will download this one. So you can download from here, so it is getting downloaded like this, but I don't want it, let it be. So this is one you will download and you can install it accordingly, right? So you will download it. For development practice, you can choose any latest version of JDK, but it's strongly recommended to choose LTL long-term support version only for the production environment. Choose a JDK package as per your system platform. Install the JDK into your system and recheck the install version. Now you check after installation, you can check whether it is installed or not, right? Then system environment variable setup for Java in Windows 10. So for quick open, click on the start menu and type system environment, control panel option for edit the system environment. So if you have to do that, we can do it. We can search it here. We can write control panel, right? So here it is control panel. So on the control panel, what it is saying, edit system environment variables. if we directly write edit system, system environment variables, so this option will come here, edit system environment variable, and then click on it to open. Click on it to open as shown in figure this 2.2. System property wizard will open as shown in figure 2.3. So this is already open for me. Click on environment variable as marked in the figure. So our environment variable is this one. You have to click on it, right, like this. Then click on the wizard for environment variable open in figure this. Click on the new button if the class path of Java home is not set. Click on the edit button. So, so in the new button, so you have to give here, if Java path is not set, they are saying you have to click on the new button, and then you have to set the Java path. So click on the new button if the class path for Java home is not set, or click on the edit button to update with your latest JDK version as shown in figure. Click OK in all the wizards to open to save the Java homepage as variable. Check the Java version as shown in figure. So now you will set the home this, add the line this. Execute the following command in terminal to edit a profile this etc profile file and etc this, yeah, they are talking about, okay, this is in C, this is in Windows, and this is in Linux. They are showing you. Add the following lines in the last line of the profile. So this is your export Java home is equal to this. This is in Windows, and this is in C. Sorry, Linux, I think. So this is what they have done. Class path. So install ID. In this section, we will learn how to configure NetBeans or an ellipse IDE. So after you have done, after this, after installing JDK, then you have to install this NetBeans. So install Apache NetBeans in Windows 10. NetBeans is an open source Java IDE, which is one of the largest and most popular IDEs supported for variety of operating Linux, Windows, and all that. Using NetBeans, it is very easy to create custom software application. NetBeans highlights Java code syntactically as well semantically. Also, there are many tools in NetBeans that help in writing bug-free code. NetBeans is primarily a Java IDE. Okay. So you will download NetBeans. Again, you can write NetBeans in the in your, or you can download from here also, or you can write NetBeans, and on the website you can install the NetBeans. Download the package as per your platform and locate the Apache NetBeans 12 this setup file on your system where it is saved after download, and run as administrator. The user access control wizard will be displayed. Click yes and setup and configure. The Apache NetBeans IDE installer wizard will come up. If you want to customize and install, click on customize button as shown in figure 2.7. Then click on next. After clicking on next, the license agreement wizard will be displayed. Tick on the checkbox for acceptance of terms and conditions, and then click on the next for further as shown in figure 2.9. If you want to change the default location of NetBeans folder, click on the first browse, and if you want to change the default JDK version, select the desired JDK version on the second button. So that is what they are showing you. These, yeah, here you will select the installation and JDK version which you are installing. Then click on the next button, and installation summary will be displayed, and then finally click on install, and your installation will begin. Now click on finish button to close the wizard. Now you are ready to use the NetBeans IDE. Go to the start, navigate to the Apache NetBeans, click on Apache NetBeans IDE link to open the IDE, double click on this. So You can click on that. Welcome to the first page of ID. This will open up. First look of the NetBeans. Then now ready to create Java projects in Apache 12.4 IDE. Create new project, navigate, file new. Menu is self-explanatory. Now you can navigate the menu bar and explore the available options. So that is what you will do. Install Eclipse. Agar if you want NetBeans, then this is the one. Only at one IDE you should use either NetBeans or Ellipse. If you want to use Ellipse IDE, then you will do this. Then you will download Ellipse from the Ellipse website, and then you will install Ellipse on your system accordingly. Whatever is given, that is your wish. So anyone you can install here. Right now, if you want to create a project creation using IDE, so create project in Apache NetBeans, open the Apache NetBeans, then click on new project. On the file menu, click on new project, right? Then finding feature one time job. This option asks us to navigate the J2E features in IDE once after fresh installing of Apache. Click on download and activate or enable the required plugin or features of Java web application development. So once the process is finished, so you just install this process. So this will be a one-time process for first time if you are opening one-time job. So J2E features will be installed on your system. So click on Java with ANT Java web in categories and select web application in project. Then click on next button. So the next button you will click on here, right here. So you will select Java with a and Java web. So that you will select. So this is your Java web, right? Java with and. This is Java with and inside that you will click on Java web, right? And then in the categories and select web application. So this is your web application you have selected, and then you will click on the next, right? So name and location or project. In this wizard we have to enter project name, project location where project source code to be stored, library folder if external dedicated libraries location needs to be added in the project. In this case only project name is changed from the default value, the rest fields are as default. And then click on the next. So you will only change the name of the project name, right? If you want some other folder, you can select the location somewhere else. Otherwise all the default things are set. Then server and setting. The server and setting wizard will come as shown in figure this. If the server is configured, you may skip step 7 to 8 and follow step 9. If server is not configured, then you have to configure it first. To do that, click on add button to add the web server. So here and the add, you have to click on the add button to add the web server here if it is not added. So choose server. After clicking on add button, the wizard will appear. Select the appropriate web server, Apache Tomcat or Tom-E. So you have two servers, Apache Tomcat or Tom-E. So click on the next button and follow the instructions. So here they have selected, after that they have selected Apache Tomcat or Tom-CE. So this one they have selected here in the blue part. So after clicking on the next button, follow the instruction. Next will ask you to select the location of the Apache server. In our case, it is in the D drive they have set it. If Apache Tomcat is not available in your system, you have to download the Apache Tomcat server also. So Apache also you keep downloaded. Apache Tomcat server also you download it from the site, and then you can select that server. Choose a package uh, as per your operating system and architecture requirement. Download Apache Tomcat and extract the zip file to a specific folder location. In case we are downloading 64-bit Windows, extracting it to the location mentioned above. So now you need to select the server location while clicking on the browse button to select the location. In this case, D drive. This is where you have downloaded it. Set the username and password for the web server manager. Click the checkbox to create a username and password if it does not exist. So finish and click finish to complete the setup of installation and logging details like this. Right, server location you have installed. This is the So username and password you will be setting, and then you click on finish. So all these things you have to do in this. So installation and login as manager of application server setup is done now. Now server and settings. In this step, select the server from the available list while clicking on the drop down and choose one. You can also set the Java E version while clicking on drop down of Java J2E, that means version. Keep the context path. So here J2E version you have to set, right? So here in this one, here you have to set the J2E version here, which version you are seeing setting. So select, then you have to select the framework. You can select any framework from the available list to make the project compliant with that framework. In this case, it will be unchecked because we are creating a servlet project. In the examples in the later part of the lab, we will select the Spring Web MHC when we will be creating Spring MPC project. Click to finish. So here they are not selecting anything, any framework, because they are making a servlet. Otherwise, when you are creating a Spring Web MVC, then you have to select the this framework also. So you will select the Java J2E version, and the framework you will leave it as it is. You will not select it, and then uh, you will click on finish. Now project setup is ready for coding. You're using NetBeans IDE. Selected parts in index.html are edited before running the project to display the proper message. To run the project in NetBeans IDE, you have to right click on the project directory in the left project panel and click on run. So here they are saying you have to right click on the project panel and click on your project and right click on that and click on run for running that project. Can you understand? So it will automatically open the browser after compilation and running the project in this. So they are showing you that. Can you understand? The code will be a sample code will be there
Yes, ma'am.
already.
Like in when we do that, the major issue comes with the version compatibility. Right now, though it's going very smooth, but when it done actually complication comes, similar issue come with Node and Git and that kind of setup too.
Okay. That I don't know, but you can go for the internet to search what problems are occurring. Maybe they can solve that problem, right? So this
Yes.
much have you done? Have you installed these things already?
We thought that in last class you said you will contact Merit or someone and then
I
you will.
contacted them. I told them your situation. They said we will see into this. I don't know what will they contact you or not. I have no idea. I had given the information to them already. Right. I'm just showing you how you right now. If nobody is there, I'm just guiding you. First, you install all these things and yourself just go through it. I'm just saying that. Right. Now they are also showing you create servlet project. So here, if you want, you can the servlet project. If you want, you have to write the servlet program to display servlet information. So this source code they have given you. If you see here, can you see that? See.
Yes, ma'am.
So this code you write it and run it. What like here they have given you in this. I don't know. It is not maximized to a higher level. So this thing they are showing you the code in ID how you have written, right? And when you run it, it is showing current date and time, request information example like this. It will be showing you the output on the web page. Just try it, run it. I'm just saying, just install the JDK first. After JDK, you set the environment variable. After that, install the IDE, either NetBeans or Ellipse. If you are installing NetBeans, so all the information is given how you have to install it and how all the setup is there. And then you can run these examples. Write a servlet program to create a form to capture personal information and show the values on another servlet page using Bootstrap. So this is your personal info from Java page. This is your personal info page which is there, right? So
So, ma'am, just for other practical also in OL, everything is theoretical like Viva based. So here it will gonna be same only.
for OL, yes. So here also this page is created, right? If you run it, right? Personal info.java, this is there. So they have given you the code also. Just try these things. This is web.xml configuration file which is given here. It will be created automatically. But create JSP project. So JSP project is new, select categories, Java, Java web, select web application template, enter the project name, location, and select the application server and click finish and next and finish. So add std form.jsp, add student view.jsp. So these two forms have been added here. Empty web application project created for JSP project. Add these forms, this directory structure. So this is student form.jsp, which is there. The code is given, and then this is the personal information which is there, right? And this is student view.jsp form which is created, and if you run it, it will create this page, right? Creating Spring MC Bootstrap Hibernate project for Crude, so that is also given to you. You can try, right? Just go through it and write the whatever is given in the book. Just try according to that only. So after you have tried all those things, then if they are running, then list of lab assignment is session number 1 is basic of servlet. Write a servlet program to print the current date and time along with the timestamp. So that is there given in the section only. अभी जो हमने किया शुरू में उसका डेट एंड टाइम ही डिस्प्ले करवा रहा था ना वो, राइट? फर्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट में क्रिएट एन एचटीएमएल फॉर्म विद द इनपुट ऑफ स्टूडेंट, ये भी आपका उसी में ही है. Student information, display the info using servlet. Write a servlet program to capture client IPs and display it. Write a servlet program for session management using HTTP session along with tracking. And ये आपके थ्योरी बुक में भी दिए होंगे, ये थ्योरी बुक में भी ये कोड दिए होंगे. Write a crude create, save, read, update, read application using servlet. Create database named IGNU. Create in table named student which must capture the student information. So आप डेटाबेस कैसे क्रिएट करोगे? डेटाबेस कैसे क्रिएट करोगे नेटबीन्स में?
चेक चेक करना पड़ेगा मैम.
चेक करना पड़ेगा. माई एसक्यूएल ले सकते हो, उसको कनेक्ट कर सकते हो ये नेट जावा से जेडीबीसी के थ्रू. यस और नो?
यस यस मैम. पोस्ट
कर
ग्रेड्स.
सकते हो ना?
हाँ.
तो वो कर लो. माई एसक्यूएल इंस्टॉल करने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं आएगी. ओपन सोर्स है वो भी. बस उसको कनेक्ट करने के लिए देख लेना उसमें कोड की कैसे कनेक्ट करते हैं. वैसे आपकी बुक में दिया होगा तो आई हैव नो आइडिया. थ्योरी बुक में आप चेक कर दिया डेटाबेस कनेक्टिविटी. फिर सेशन 2 में जेएसपी के ऊपर दिया हुआ है. राइट जेएसपी प्रोग्राम टू प्रिंट करंट डेट एंड टाइम along with timestamp. Implement auto refresh of a page. Create JSP page and implement scripting tag, expression tag, and declaration tag. Import JSTL library in JSP page and use the following tags out if for each choice. And this create JSP page for database connectivity JDBC and show the student details from database created. So यही वो बोल रहा है कि आपने ये जो पेज बनाया है ना, ये वाला पेज, इसमें इसको जेडीबीसी से कनेक्ट करके आपको स्टूडेंट डिटेल डेटाबेस में से दिखानी है. तो वही डेटाबेस आपको चाहिए ही होगा. आपको मतलब माई एसक्यूएल भी इंस्टॉल करना होगा. राइट अ जेएसपी एप्लीकेशन यूजिंग फॉलोइंग एक्शन एलिमेंट्स. तो ये सब जेएसपी के बारे में दिया हुआ है. यहाँ पे लिखा है क्रिएट अ जेएसपी प्रोजेक्ट इम्प्लीमेंटिंग ऑल अबव सेशन 1 सेशन 2 कंप्लीट कॉन्सेप्ट्स. लॉगिन फॉर्म क्रूड देन मेवन फ्रेमवर्क फॉर J2E. Create a Maven-based project using Spring Initializer. Create a Maven-based J2E application for Spring MVC. और फिर ये डिपेंडेंसी इंजेक्शन कंट्रोलर। तो ये सब आपको ये सब आपको आपकी उसी में मिल जाएगा, आपकी थ्योरी बुक में भी। अगर हम आपकी, अब मैं स्टडी मटेरियल क्या मेरे पास नहीं है, बट अगर हम तो यहाँ पे आप ये जो वेब एप्लीकेशन डेवलपमेंट है J2E, इसमें जो एग्जांपल्स दिए होंगे उनको भी आप यहाँ पे ना, सेशन मैनेजमेंट एंड डेटाबेस कनेक्टिविटी इन सबलेट, तो ये भी आपको पूछा गया है। तो इसमें आपको J2E से कैसे वो सेशन मैनेजमेंट और डेटाबेस कनेक्टिविटी कैसे करना है वो बताया। फ्रेमवर्क J2E में MVC, स्प्रिंग, ये सब आपका हाइबरनेट जो क्वेश्चंस है वो यहाँ से आप इसका कोड ले सकते हो। फिर ये क्रूड और कॉन्फ़िगरेशन एंड स्प्रिंग बूट एंड दिस का इंफॉर्मेशन यहाँ से। और वेब सिक्योरिटी में आपको ये तो कस्टमर लॉगिन विद सिक्योरिटी एंड कॉन्फ़िगरेशन दिया हुआ है, ये सब है। तो आप वो थ्योरी बुक को भी रेफर कर सकते हो आप इन सब क्वेश्चंस को देखने के लिए, राइट। वरना अगर आप ये जो क्वेश्चंस हैं, अगर आप देखो, उसके लिए आपको डाउनलोड, अगर आपको रन करवाना है तो डाउनलोड तो करना पड़ेगा ना, जो चीजें डाउनलोड करनी है, यस और नो।
यस मैम।
वो तो डाउनलोड तो करना पड़ेगा अगर आपको रन करना है। तो जैसे यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है इन्होंने, राइट अ सर्वलेट प्रोग्राम टू प्रिंट द करंट डेट एंड टाइम अलोंग विद टाइम स्टैम्प। तो यहाँ पे इन्होंने ये देखो, ये दिया हुआ है आपको कोड, अपने आप आ भी जाएगा आपको। तो आप इसको रन करके देख सकते हो नेटबीन्स पे। Just copy this code and run it on the NetBeans server. Right? I'm not conversant with so much with Java. हाँ, अगर Python होता तो I am much more conversant in Python, C, C++ वो होता है, पर Java में इतना नहीं है मेरा।
आप भी मैम बीटेक ग्रेजुएट?
I am MCA.
MCA?
Yeah,
Which year?
MCA, MPhil also. मेरा तो 2005 में था MCA और 2008 में MPhil.
MPhil means PhD level degree.
Kind of, not full PhD, but कह लो half.
Okay.
पहले
Wow.
MPhil हुआ करता था, अब सिर्फ PhD है। पहले आप MPhil करके फिर PhD कर सकते थे।
आपने भी इग्नू से किया था?
MCA किया हुआ है मैंने, और MPhil नहीं किया है और ना ग्रेजुएशन किया है मैंने।
मैम ये जो
MCA
इग्नू में जब टीचर होता है तो ये भी एक गवर्नमेंट जॉब है?
नहीं, गवर्नमेंट जॉब तो नहीं है, पार्ट टाइम जॉब है कह लो। क्योंकि
ओके।
सैटरडे संडे पढ़ाई होती है ना।
हाँ जी।
हाँ, आप किसी और इंस्टीट्यूशन या किसी और कॉलेज में पढ़ा रहे हो और आप पार्ट टाइम इग्नू में सैटरडे संडेज पढ़ाते हो, उस तरह का है।
ओके ओके।
राइट। तो आपको इसी में से अगर करना है, बाकी मैं आज फिर से उनसे बात करती हूँ। आई हैव नो आइडिया व्हाट दे हैव डन। मैंने उन्हें इन्फॉर्म कर दिया था कि दिस इज द सिचुएशन द स्टूडेंट्स वर टेलिंग मी, बट तो वो कह रहे थे हम देखते हैं। तो आई डोंट नो व्हाट दे हैव सीन, बट मेरे हिसाब से तो आपको यही करना चाहिए जो बुक में दिया हुआ है। आपकी ये लैब बुक में कितना कुछ दिया हुआ है, इसी को आप अगर आप प्रैक्टिस करो तो मोस्ट ऑफ द थिंग्स यू विल प्रैक्टिस। जो भी आपको सेटअप करने को तो जो दिया हुआ है दैट इज अ सेपरेट इशू, सेटअप तो अलग बात है। जो कोड जो दिए हुए हैं फॉर्म बनाने को और ये सब करने को, वो आप कर सकते हो, राइट?
यस मैम।
तो वो आपका प्रैक्टिस करा ही देगा। तो पहले तो इंस्टॉल करके एक बार रन करके देखो कि आप रन कर पाते हो कि नहीं कर पाते हो इसको, दैट इज इम्पोर्टेंट।
अब तो मैम जब थ्योरी एग्जाम्स के बाद टाइम मिलेगा तब एक बार अच्छे से करने
हाँ,
की।
आपने सबने असाइनमेंट सबमिट कर दिए थे? किसी
यस
के रहते तो नहीं है अब? 20th तक लास्ट डेट थी ना? इनको आप रन कर लो, अगर डाउट वगैरह कुछ है तो मैं बोल दूंगी उनको कि आप कोई दो दो या एक एक दो क्लास में किसी में आप डाउट उनके क्लियर कर देना प्रैक्टिकल के। मैं मेरिट में बता देती हूँ उनको।
हाँ, एक डेडिकेटेड सर थे, उन्होंने पूरा क्लास लिया था जावा पे।
क्या नाम था उनका?
सर का कुछ थोड़ा उड़िया था नेम, तो इतना याद नहीं आता।
सत्यव्रत अधिकारी थे क्या? सत्यव्रत अधिकारी? नहीं।
हाँ, सॉरी, मैं रिकॉल नहीं हो पा रहा।
अपने शेड्यूल में देख लेना ना क्या नाम था उनका।
अच्छा, यस मैम, एक सेकंड। उनका नाम था अमैया रंजन कनुंगो।
अच्छा, मैं इनको जानती नहीं हूँ, आई डोंट नो हु ही इज। तो प्रोबेबली कोई नए होंगे। तो मैं बोल दूंगी उनको कि जो भी प्रीवियस जो भी जिन्होंने क्लास ली है, मतलब मेरिट में जो हेड है उनको बोल दूंगी कि आप एक दो क्लास में उनको अगर डाउट पूछना है बच्चों को प्रैक्टिकल से रिलेटेड, बिकॉज उनकी प्रैक्टिकल सेशंस नहीं हुए।
यस।
लेट मी सी वो क्या बोलते हैं। आज हमारी 7th क्लास है ना?
यस मैम।
7th है कि 6th है? हम्म, 7th है हमारी। तो अभी हमारी 3 और क्लासेस अभी बची हुई हैं। तो आप अब ये बताओ व्हाट ऑल थिंग यू नीड टू स्टडी इन। नेक्स्ट सेशन में क्या करना चाहोगे? क्वेश्चन पेपर डिस्कस करें या आपके कोई डाउट हैं इस टॉपिक पे वो डिस्कस करें? हम्म। कल की भी अभी क्लास है, फिर 2 और क्लास रह जाएंगी, लास्ट 2, नेक्स्ट सैटरडे संडे।
मैम
क्योंकि हमने, हाँ जी,
क्लास में पेपर डिस्कस कर लेते हैं और लास्ट 2 क्लास में अगर कोई मतलब 1 वीक में प्रैक्टिकल का देख लेंगे, अगर कोई डाउट होगा तो वो डिस्कस कर लेंगे।
हाँ प्रैक्टिकल में तो देखो, प्रैक्टिकल में तो अभी तो खैर प्रैक्टिकल एग्जाम नहीं है आपका, वो तो जनवरी एंड में होगा। अभी
जी
तो
जी।
आप थ्योरी पे फोकस करो।
ओके मैम।
थ्योरी पे ज्यादा फोकस करो। प्रैक्टिकल तो ये है कि आप एमसीए ओएल हो ना?
यस मैम।
तो ओएल में आपका प्रैक्टिकल में मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम तो इट विल बी वाइवा बेस्ड, जैसे फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर में हुआ था। फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर में कैसे हुआ था आपका प्रैक्टिकल?
मैम कुछ क्वेश्चंस पूछे गए थे, उसके
तो बस,
आंसर्स देने थे।
हाँ बस उसी फॉर्मेट में आपका सेकेंड सेमेस्टर में भी होगा प्रैक्टिकल एमसीए ओएल का। ओडीएल होता तो हाँ आपको सेंटर पे जाना होता, वहां पे ड्रॉ करना होता आपको डायग्राम, जो भी क्वेश्चन आता वो अलग बात है। बट प्रैक्टिकल में तो इसी बेसिस पे होगा आपका ओएल में। अब जैसे वेब टेक्नोलॉजीज का है या ओएडी का है, ओएडी में वो क्लास डायग्राम के बारे में पूछ लेंगे आपको। यूएमएल डायग्राम्स कौन कौन से हैं पूछ लेंगे, कितने टाइप के
जी
यूएल डायग्राम्स हैं, राइट?
जी।
तो जो भी आपने थ्योरी में पढ़ा है वो कोई भी क्वेश्चन आपको पूछ लिया जाएगा।
ओके मैम।
और वेब टेक्नोलॉजीज में भी यही होगा। J2E क्या है, JSP क्या है, कितने टाइप्स के
सर्वलेट
सर्वलेट्स,
होते हैं।
ठीक है। तो वो उसमें भी इसी तरह के क्वेश्चंस आपको पूछे जाएंगे।
ओके मैम।
बाकी जो भी फंक्शंस या ये वो आपको उसके अंदर जो जो भी आप फंक्शंस यूज करते हो बूटस्ट्रैप में, ये वो फलाना जो भी करते हो, तो वो भी पूछे जा सकते हैं। दैट इज अ सेपरेट
माई
इशू।
एसक्यूएल में से भी पूछा जा सकता है क्वेरीज के बारे में ना?
माई एसक्यूएल में से क्वेरीज तो कम ही आएगा, आपको XML पूछ सकता है वो।
ओके मैम।
माई एसक्यूएल के बारे में तो कम ही पूछेगा वो, ज्यादा उसके बारे में पूछेगा कि JDBC कनेक्टिविटी कैसे करते हो, व्हाट इज JDBC,
ओके मैम।
डेटाबेस से कनेक्टिविटी करने के लिए। राइट, तो कल हम फिर क्वेश्चन पेपर डिस्कस करते हैं, थ्योरी वाला।
यस मैम।
जो जो भी आपके क्वेश्चन पेपर्स हैं उनको डिस्कस करते हैं, जो भी चीजें हैं। बाकी आप लोग अब देखो आपको क्या डाउट है, किस टॉपिक को आपको दोबारा रिवाइज करना है या पढ़ना है, तो वी विल गो थ्रू दैट। दैट इज द ओनली थिंग।
ओके मैम।
So anybody, everybody has put their attendance in the chat box. सबने अपनी अटेंडेंस डाल दी है, कोई रहता है? So should we end the class? Then we will meet in tomorrow.
मैम एक डाउट था।
हाँ जी, बोलिए।
मैम ये प्रैक्टिकल सेशंस भी ऑनलाइन होंगे या फिर
अभी प्रैक्टिकल सेशन ही तो चल रहे हैं।
ये लैब लैब वाले यही है प्रैक्टिकल सेशंस? नहीं, मेरे
हाँ,
को एक मेल आया था।
MCSL 222, MCSL 223, ये सब आपके जो L वाले हैं वो लैब क्लासेस ही तो हो रहे हैं। क्लासेस के बारे में बात कर रहे हो ना?
नहीं, मेरे को
प्रैक्टिकल एग्जाम के बारे में बात कर रहे हो?
एक मेल आया था, उसमें था कि प्रैक्टिकल काउंसलिंग होगी, वो एक एड्रेस बताया कॉलेज पे कि वहाँ पे होगी।
कौन सा है? आपका MCA OL हो या MCA ODL हो?
MCOL है।
OL है तो आप कौन सा मेल आया आपको, कहाँ से आया है आपको मेल?
ये आरसी से आया है, आरसी
कौन सा?
जोधपुर से।
आप जोधपुर से हो? आपका आरसी
हाँ
जोधपुर है?
हाँ
तो वहां पे लिखा है कि ऑनलाइन प्रैक्टिकल के, ऑनलाइन MCA OL के लिए है वो
हाँ।
लिखा है, तो फिर जाके अटेंड कर लो। उसमें तो मैं कुछ नहीं कह सकती।
ओके मैम।
आई हैव नो आइडिया अबाउट दैट फिर, क्योंकि हमें तो जहाँ तक पता है जितने भी OL के ऑल ओवर इंडिया, मोस्ट ऑफ द OL पीपल हम ही लैब ऑनलाइन जैसे अभी हम कर रहे हैं, ये ऑनलाइन क्लास ही चल रही है अभी। अब पता नहीं जोधपुर वाले क्या करवा रहे हैं, प्रैक्टिकल एग्जाम है कि प्रैक्टिकल क्लासेस हैं वो आपकी?
काउंसलिंग लिखा हुआ है मैम, तो
काउंसलिंग लिखा है तो फिर आप जाके एक बार अटेंड कर लो, अगर वो ऑफलाइन क्लास चला रहे हैं तो।
ओके मैम,
या
थैंक
लिंक
यू।
दिया हुआ है?
नहीं, लिंक वगैरह नहीं दे रखा, सिर्फ टाइमिंग दे रखा है और डेट दे रखी है और कॉलेज का एड्रेस दे रखा है।
जाके फिर विजिट तो करना ही पड़ेगा अगर MCOL लिखा हुआ है आपको तो।
हाँ,
आई डोंट
फर्स्ट
नो कि
सेमेस्टर में तो मैम नहीं हुआ था, फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर में ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ था, ये सेकंड सेमेस्टर में ही आया
अब
है।
पता नहीं उन्होंने उन्होंने कुछ चेंज किया है या क्या किया है। फर्स्ट फर्स्ट क्या मतलब जितने भी सेमेस्टर्स होते हैं OL वाले वो तो करवाते ही है, हम ही करवाते हैं जितने भी स्टूडेंट्स हैं। उनका कोई भी
उसका
स्टडी
तो
सेंटर, उनका कोई भी मतलब रीजनल सेंटर हो सकता है OL वालों का,
नोटिस ये
कि उनको
दिल्ली वाला
स्टडी
होता है।
सेंटर का अलॉट नहीं होता है, स्टडी सेंटर की जरूरत नहीं है MCOL को, और रीजनल
यस मैम।
सेंटर तो अलॉटेड होता है।
ओके मैम।
तो कोई नहीं, आप जाके एक बार अटेंड करके देख लो क्या वो करवा रहे हैं।
ओके मैम, थैंक यू।
अटेंडेंस, प्रोबेबली अटेंडेंस के लिए कुछ करवा रहे हो तो पता नहीं, लेकिन वो सबके लिए नहीं है, जिस जो जोधपुर रीजनल सेंटर वाले हैं उन्हीं के लिए होगा।
हाँ मैम।
हम्म, ठीक है। और कोई क्वेश्चन? शुड वी एंड द क्लास नाउ? तो नेक्स्ट क्लास में हम मिलते हैं फिर, राइट? That is tomorrow, and we will discuss the question papers which are there, different question papers जो हैं आपके, उनको हम डिस्कस कर लेंगे, राइट?
ओके मैम,
ठीक है, टेक केयर देन, बाय।
बाय मैम।